Chapter 81. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Feng has already selected all 5 advanced telekinetic weapons. Now he still has 38 intermediate telekinetic weapons to choose from. Let's take a look at the intermediate telekinetic weapons. Lin Feng switched to the interface of intermediate telekinetic weapons. Various intermediate telekinetic weapons appeared in front of Lin Feng. But most of these intermediate telekinetic weapons are not suitable for Lin Feng. Lin Feng glanced at them and ignored them directly. Shadow Dagger. This telekinetic weapon is quite good. According to the website, the Shadow Dagger is very light and can cut iron like mud. The most important thing is that this dagger is highly concealed and can attack the opponent silently. Just by the Shadow Dagger. After comparison, Lin Feng finally chose to buy 38 shadow daggers. The price of a shadow dagger is 300 million, the total of 38 daggers is 11.4 billion, as for the payer, it is naturally the Dragon Country military. Payment successful, Blue Star Fighting Network will ship for you as soon as possible. Lin Feng smiled when he saw the prompt. When the telekinetic weapons arrive, his strength will be greatly improved. I only have more than 6,000 optimization points left now. When the 53 telekinetic weapons arrive, I'm afraid my optimization points will not be enough to optimize so many telekinetic weapons. Lin Feng frowned. After this Olympics, he has gained more than 5,000 optimization points in total, and his optimization points are still rising slowly, but telekinetic weapons are powerful. It will definitely cost a lot of optimization points to optimize these telekinetic weapons. Lin Feng is still a little worried that the remaining 6,000 optimization points will not be enough. Go to the Campus Warrior Network to get some optimization points back. Lin Feng opened the Campus Warrior Network and entered his account password to enter. No way, I haven't been online for a few days. How come there are so many private messages? Lin Feng clicked on the 99 plus unread private messages, and a large number of private messages immediately appeared in front of him. Teacher Xiaolin, your optimized dragon and tiger seal is so amazing, and this martial art is easier to learn after your optimization. Teacher Xiaolin, you are really amazing. Recently, a high-level martial art called Flame Fist has appeared on the website. This martial art is really too difficult. Why don't you take a look at this martial art and then teach us? Teacher Xiaolin, a Flame Fist has appeared on the internet recently. I beg you to release a tutorial. Teacher Xiaolin, please release a training tutorial for Flame Fist. Lin Feng found that almost all of the more than 100 private messages were asking him to release a training tutorial for Flame Fist. Flame Fist. Is this fist difficult to practice? Lin Feng muttered to himself and found Flame Fist on the martial arts interface. This is a high-level martial art. It requires 3,000 contribution points to redeem. However, Lin Feng's contribution points have now accumulated to more than 10,000. It is more than enough to exchange for a copy of Flame Fist. Exchange successful. Do you want to learn now? Lin Feng clicked to learn, and a teaching video appeared on the computer. In the video, a white-haired old man waved his fist, which turned red, and slammed forward fiercely. Swish. The rolling heat wave swept across. The forest in front was immediately covered by blazing flames. This boxing technique is quite powerful. Lin Feng read it once and almost mastered it. After that, Lin Feng read it twice and completely mastered it. Let's optimize Flame Fist first. Lin Feng communicated with the system. Excuse me, host, do you want to optimize Flame Fist? This optimization will consume 300 optimization points. Optimize. Ding, optimization successful. Flame Fist has been optimized to Heavenly Flame Fist. A lot of memories suddenly appeared in Lin Feng's mind. After digesting these memories, Lin Feng quickly mastered Heavenly Flame Fist. The Heavenly Flame Fist can condense a scorching heavenly flame in the palm of the hand, and its attack power is extremely powerful. However, the practice process of this fist is very complicated. Lin Feng did not hesitate and decisively chose to optimize the practice method. Ding, may I ask if the host would like to optimize the practice method of the Heavenly Flame Fist? This optimization will consume 300 optimization points. Optimize. Ding, optimization is successful. The optimized practice method of the Heavenly Flame Fist appeared in Lin Feng's mind. After mastering the optimized practice method, Lin Feng was stunned. According to the meridian operation method of the heavenly flame fist, the spiritual energy in the body can be circulated, and the fist can be punched 10,000 times next to the flame, and the fist can be practiced to perfection. But where can Lin Feng find this flame? I don't know if the flame produced by the gas stove is considered a flame. Lin Feng muttered, went to the kitchen, turned on the gas stove, and turned the gas stove to high fire. Lin Feng stood beside the gas stove and punched, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 10,000 times, chi. The spiritual energy in Lin Feng's body suddenly circulated rapidly along the tendons and veins. The vast spiritual energy wrapped around Lin Feng's fist and finally turned into a fiery red sky flame. The hot breath made the air distorted and crackling. Lin Feng quickly came to the balcony and punched the night sky. Boom. The sky flame enlarged and turned into a huge fiery red-hot fist shadow, exploding in the sky. The deafening explosion echoed around. Even the whole community was illuminated. Fuck, who is firing a cannon? Fuck, what's going on? Someone dropped a bomb on our community. Fuck, what's going on? A missile exploded in the sky. The whole community was suddenly noisy. Lin Feng returned to his room, sat back in front of his computer, and opened a new post on the Campus Warrior Network. I have optimized Flame Fist into Sky Flame Fist. Come quickly if you want to learn it. Lin Feng clearly described the way the tendons and veins of Sky Flame Fist are operated and the way to practice it in the post. A large number of comments soon appeared after the post. Teacher Xiaolin is finally here. Teacher Xiaolin, I finally waited for you. Fortunately, I didn't give up. Teacher Xiaolin, it has become a habit to reward first and then read. Teacher Xiaolin, the contribution points have been sent, please check. Fuck, the practice method developed by Teacher Xiaolin this time is also very special. Teacher Xiaolin's practice method is always so simple and special. As the comments increased, Lin Feng's contribution points also began to grow rapidly. In just a few minutes, Lin Feng's contribution points have increased to more than 20,000. Most of these contribution points were rewarded to Lin Feng by teachers. Now we just need to wait for the optimization points to rise. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief after posting the post. Shanshui community, the fist of a tall square-faced man was wrapped in flames. He punched the sky, and the flames on his fist turned into a huge fist shadow, exploding in the sky. The deafening explosion echoed throughout the community. The community shrouded in darkness was instantly illuminated. Alpaca. Who is launching missiles in the community? That's too much. Is someone trying to blow up the community? Fuck you, who did it? The shouting and cursing came. The tall square-faced man immediately shrank back into the room. Teacher Xiaolin's practice method is really amazing. The tall square-faced man smiled and praised. Chapter 82. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The tall man is named Huang Haiyun, and he is a teacher. He is also a member of the Campus Warrior Network. Just now, he saw Lin Feng's post on the internet, and then he practiced according to Lin Feng's method. In the end, he really practiced the Heavenly Flame Fist. As expected of Teacher Lin, every time he researches a cultivation method, it is unique and easy to understand. Teacher Lin is really amazing. Huang Haiyun picked up the red wine glass beside him, took a sip of red wine, and said to himself, speaking of which, Teacher Lin taught me Meteor Sword Technique, Dragon and Tiger Seal, and Sky Flame Fist successively. I also owe Teacher Lin a big favor. It's not enough to just reward Teacher Lin with contribution points. I have to invite Teacher Lin to dinner privately and thank him well. Huang Haiyun put down the red wine glass and said, Xiao Huang, send a private message to Teacher Lin and say I want to invite him to dinner. Master, your message has been sent. Master, Teacher Lin replied. Open Teacher Lin's message. Okay, Master. The voice of the artificial intelligence Xiao Huang continued to ring in the room. Lin Feng's reply appeared on the holographic projection in the center of the room. Xiaolin, forget about the meal. Huang Haiyun, Xiaolin, give me a chance to treat you to a meal. Xiaolin, I'm in Jianghai City, you shouldn't be in Jianghai City, right? Huang Haiyun, no problem, I can go to Jianghai City. Xiaolin, forget it, I'm not free during this period. Huang Haiyun, Teacher Xiaolin, give me a chance. Xiaolin. Xiaolin, okay, how soon can you come? Huang Haiyun, is tomorrow noon okay? Xiaolin, sure, I'll send you the location. Huang Haiyun, okay. Huang Haiyun smiled, he can finally see Teacher Xiaolin in person. No, I have to show off in the group. Huang Haiyun said to himself and shouted, Xiao Huang, open a group on the Campus Warrior Network. Okay, Master. The voice of the artificial intelligence Xiao Huang sounded, and a virtual interface appeared in front of Huang Haiyun. Huang Haiyun clicked the voice message and said, Everyone, I'm going to have dinner with Teacher Xiaolin tomorrow, hahaha. Teacher Zhou, fuck, Teacher Huang, you know Teacher Xiaolin. Hurry up and add Teacher Xiaolin to the group. Teacher Gao, Teacher Huang, how did you get an appointment with Teacher Xiaolin? I also made an appointment with Teacher Xiaolin, but Teacher Xiaolin rejected me. Teacher Zheng, hahaha, I just asked Teacher Xiaolin, and Teacher Xiaolin said he had an appointment. I guess he was talking about you. Teacher Gu, Teacher Huang, remember to live broadcast tomorrow. I want to see what Teacher Xiaolin looks like. Teacher Zhu, Teacher Huang, wait for the live broadcast. I'm a fan of Teacher Xiaolin. I beg for a photo of Teacher Xiaolin. Teacher Huang, teachers, don't worry. When I meet Teacher Xiaolin tomorrow, I will definitely take a few photos of Teacher Xiaolin and send them to the group. Huang Haiyun chatted with the teachers in the group for a few words and closed the group chat. I wonder which school in Zhanghai City Teacher Xiaolin is from. Huang Haiyun thought for a while with his chin in hand, and said, the best teachers in Zhanghai City should be in Zhanghai City No. 1 Middle School, right? Is Teacher Xiaolin a teacher in Zhanghai City No. 1 Middle School? But Zhanghai City No. 1 Middle School doesn't seem to have a teacher named Xiaolin. Forget it, I'll find out when I go to Zhanghai City tomorrow. Beep. At this time, Huang Haiyun's cell phone rang. Huang Haiyun glanced at the caller ID on the virtual projection and found that it was a call from his good friend Zhou Chang. Old Zhou. Why did he call me? Huang Haiyun frowned and shouted, Xiao Huang, answer the phone. Okay, master. The phone was connected, and a virtual person of a thin middle-aged man appeared in the center of the room. Old Huang, did you really make an appointment with Teacher Lin? The thin man spoke. Huang Haiyun raised the tall red wine glass beside him, drank a sip of the red wine in the glass, and nodded, we just made an appointment. Is there any problem? Old Huang, can you take me with you? I am a little fan of Teacher Xiaolin. I want to ask Teacher Xiaolin for an autograph. The thin man said. No. Huang Haiyun shook his head, I told Teacher Xiaolin that I would go alone and I can't take you this time. Old Huang, can't you just talk to Teacher Xiaolin again? Old Huang, please help me. I really admire Teacher Xiaolin and I want to see him in person. How about this, I'll give you a high-level martial arts book. Is that okay? The thin man looked at Huang Haiyun sincerely. This. Huang Haiyun was silent for a while, then nodded and said, okay. Lao Huang, it's settled, I'll come to see you tomorrow morning. The thin man's virtual person twisted and dissipated. Huang Haiyun sent another private message to Lin Feng, Teacher Huang, Teacher Xiaolin, can I bring a friend to see you tomorrow? Minghua community. Lin Feng sat in front of the computer, he found that someone had sent him another private message. This time, the private message was still sent by Huang Haiyun. Bring someone? After reading the private message, Lin Feng replied, okay. After replying to Huang Haiyun's private message, Lin Feng exited the Campus Warrior Network, logged into the Blue Star Fighting Network, and entered the Repairer interface. I don't know what my ranking is now. Lin Feng entered the activity area of the Flame Guild to check the ranking, however, he was not ranked first at the moment. Xiao Zhang. He ranked first. Is the 10,000 Shadows Sword technique he repaired more powerful than the Spirit Shadow Sword technique I optimized? Lin Feng curiously clicked on the 10,000 Shadows Sword technique repaired by Xiao Zhang. A video appeared on the computer. In the video, a tall and thin young man held a long sword and performed the 10,000 shadows sword technique, and dozens of dense sword shadows fell down, boom. The explosion echoed, and a huge hole was blasted out of a mountain in front of the young man. No, his 10,000 shadows sword technique only cut out more than 30 sword shadows with one sword. Why can he be ranked ahead of me? Lin Feng frowned. His optimized spirit shadow sword technique can cut out hundreds of sword shadows with one sword. In addition, he can also control the sword shadows to kill the enemy. His optimized spirit shadow sword technique is definitely more powerful than the 10,000 shadows sword technique completed by Xiao Zhang, but why is Xiao Zhang ranked first now? It's a conspiracy. This is definitely a conspiracy. Xiao Lin's spirit shadow sword technique is obviously more powerful than Xiao Zhang's 10,000 shadow sword technique. Why is Xiao Zhang ranked first? Damn, the Flame Guild is the second-ranked repairer guild on the Blue Star Fighting Network. This kind of guild is actually shady. If you can't afford it, don't play. The Flame Guild is definitely a conspiracy. Xiao Lin is obviously the first. Who is this Xiao Zhang? Why is he ranked first? Lin Feng found that Xiao Zhang's comment area was full of netizens' complaints. Chapter 83. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Feng found that Xiao Zhang's comment area was full of complaints from netizens, but even so, Xiao Zhang still received 300,000 more votes than Lin Feng. This was almost a crushing lead. It's really a shady deal. It seems that I can't join the Flame Guild. Lin Feng didn't want to join the Flame Guild that much anymore. After the rankings in the past few days, Lin Feng became a little famous on the Blue Star Fighting Network. Lin Feng believed that even if he didn't join the Flame Guild, someone would come to him to repair his cultivation method and martial arts. The event is over. Xiao Zhang was selected by the Flame Guild. Lin Feng came to his senses and found that the Flame Guild selection event had been closed. The Flame Guild also quickly issued an announcement that Xiao Zhang was selected. Even Xiao Zhang's promotional poster had appeared on the homepage of the Flame Guild. Obviously, the Flame Guild had already prepared Xiao Zhang's promotional poster. This Xiao Zhang is probably the designated candidate of the Flame Guild. As for the activities of the Flame Guild, it is probably just for hype and traffic. Flame Guild, if you can't afford it, don't play it. This is definitely a shady deal. The Flame Guild is shady all my life. I will never ask the Flame Guild to repair my martial arts and cultivation methods again. The Flame Guild is at least the second-ranked repairer guild. I didn't expect that the Flame Guild would be so shameless. The Flame Guild is really shameless. A large number of comments appeared on the homepage of the Flame Guild. Lin Feng took a look and directly exited the homepage of the Flame Guild. Since the activities of the Flame Guild are shady, he is too lazy to join the Flame Guild. Beep. At this time, Lin Feng suddenly received a private message. Lao Wang next door, Master Xiao Lin, I have a high-level martial arts in my hand. Can you help me repair it? Lao Wang next door, Master Xiaolin, if you can help me fix this advanced martial arts, I can give you 20 million, Lin Feng, send it to me first. Lao Wang next door, okay. After Lin Feng finished chatting with the other party quickly sent a video file. Frost Sword Technique. This sword technique looks quite powerful. After Lin Feng read the file introduction, he immediately opened the video file. In the video, a middle-aged man wields a long sword. He chopped down with a sword, and the surrounding trees collapsed instantly. If you look closely, you can find that the surface of the cut of the tree is covered with a thin layer of ice crystals. Just when the middle-aged man was about to explain the specific practice method of Frost Sword Technique, the video stopped abruptly. Lin Feng was stunned. The entire video hardly talked about the practice method of Frost Sword Technique. The degree of incompleteness of this Frost Sword Technique is at least about 90%. No wonder the old man next door offered me 20 million to repair it. It turns out that this sword technique is so seriously damaged. Lin Feng frowned and communicated with the system. Ding, may I ask if the host optimizes the Frost Sword Technique? This optimization will consume 600 optimization points. Optimize. Ding, optimization is successful. The Frost Sword technique has been optimized to the Ice Dragon Sword technique. The voice of the system sounded, a large amount of memories quickly flowed into Lin Feng's mind. Lin Feng digested these memories and immediately mastered the practice method of the Ice Dragon Sword technique. The power of the Ice Dragon Sword technique is indeed more powerful than the Frost Sword technique, but this practice method is not simple enough. Lin Feng communicated with the system again. Ding, may I ask if the host optimizes the practice method of the Ice Dragon Sword technique? This optimization will consume 550 optimization points. Optimize. Ding, optimization is successful. The practice method of the Ice Dragon Sword technique appeared out of thin air in Lin Feng's mind. Mastering the optimized practice method, Lin Feng couldn't help but smile. Just learn the dragon chant next to the refrigerator and swing the sword 10,000 times to practice the Ice Dragon Sword technique to perfection. Try it first. Since there was no sword at home, Lin Feng could only pick up the clothesline as a long sword and swing it in front of the refrigerator with the door open. The first time, roar. The second time, roar. The third time, roar. The 10,000th time, roar. Pure spiritual energy surged out along Lin Feng's veins. The spiritual energy gathered and turned into a translucent giant dragon. As the giant dragon swept, visible ice crystals immediately appeared on the floor. These ice crystals spread rapidly and soon froze the entire room. Even the big tree downstairs was covered with layers of ice crystals. What the hell, what's going on? How come the trees are frozen in this hot weather? Who is practicing martial arts? Frozen the trees. Damn, who is practicing martial arts at this time of night? There are explosions and the trees are frozen. Can people sleep? The shouting and cursing came again. Lin Feng put down the clothesline, closed the refrigerator door, quickly sat back in front of the computer, and sent a private message to Lao Wang next door. Xiao Lin, I have repaired your martial arts for you. Lao Wang next door, so fast. Xiao Lin, I will send you the repaired martial arts directly. Lao Wang next door, okay. Lin Feng sent the repaired Ice Dragon Sword technique to the other party through the platform, Jingyun Villa District. A thin middle-aged man in a shirt, holding a long sword, stood on the balcony, looking at the ice crystals all over the ground, and couldn't help but breathe quickly. Awesome. Xiao Lin is really awesome. I didn't expect him to optimize the Frost Sword technique into the Ice Dragon Sword technique. This sword technique is much more powerful than the Frost Sword technique. The thin middle-aged man put away his sword and said to himself, compared to those repairer guilds, Master Xiaolin is more reliable. No, I have to help Master Xiaolin promote it well. The thin middle-aged man returned to the room and shouted, Xiao Wang, open the Jiangyun City Warrior Association to communicate with a group. Okay, Master. The voice of the artificial intelligence Xiao Wang sounded, and a virtual interface of a chat group appeared in front of the thin middle-aged man. Lao Wang next door, everyone. I have asked the master to complete the Frost Sword technique we got earlier. Lao Wang next door, this is the completed Frost Sword technique. No, now this sword technique should be called Ice Dragon Sword technique. Lao Wang next door, Ice Dragon Sword technique.mp4. Lao Huang, fuck. Lao Wang, which repairer guild did you ask to complete your swordsmanship? This is not a completion, it's clearly a strengthening. Lao Lu, Lao Wang, you didn't spend a lot of money to find the number 1 Tianlong guild to repair the Frost swordsmanship. No, it seems that the Tianlong guild doesn't have such a powerful repairer. Lao Li, Lao Wang, tell me quickly, which master did you ask to help you repair your martial arts? Lao Wang next door, I'm looking for Xiao Lin, he is very popular on the Blue Star Fighting Network now, you can just search his name. After saying that, Lao Wang next door closed the group chat. Chapter 84. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mingyue Community. After Lin Feng sent the file to his neighbor, Lao Wang, he immediately received 20 million, now Lin Feng has a total of more than 30 million in his hands. It turns out that being a repairman makes money quickly. And being a repairman can also get martial arts for free, not bad. Lin Feng was smiling. This time he not only made 20 million, but also got a high-level martial arts for free. This wave is a sure win, beep. At this time, Lin Feng received several more private messages. Lin Feng clicked on the private message and found that the netizens who sent the private message all wanted him to help complete the martial arts and cultivation methods. This time there are a total of 8 incomplete martial arts and cultivation methods. Most of the employers offer around 20 million. If Lin Feng completes all these 8 incomplete martial arts and cultivation methods, he can get a total of more than 100 million. In rewards. Although I failed to enter the Flame Guild this time, the Flame Guild did bring me a huge wave of traffic. With this wave of traffic, I don't have to worry about not getting repair tasks. Lin Feng smiled and immediately checked the martial arts and cultivation methods sent by the employer. The degree of incompleteness of these martial arts and cultivation methods is mostly around 50%. After Lin Feng optimized all these cultivation methods and martial arts using the system, he directly sent the optimized martial arts and cultivation methods to the employer. Lin Feng also quickly received a total of 130 million in remuneration. Now Lin Feng has a total of 160 million in his hands. Little fairy, Master Xiaolin, thank you for helping me fix this advanced practice method. Thank you very much. Don't lose 10 pounds and don't change your name, Master Xiaolin, you are really amazing. You not only helped me fix my martial arts, but also helped me strengthen my martial arts. Love you, moi. Sword Madman, Master Xiaolin, you are much better than those unreliable repairer guilds. Thank you for helping me fix this advanced martial arts. Lin Feng received private messages of thanks from his employers. After reading these private messages of thanks, Lin Feng quit the Blue Star Fighting Network, beep. At this time, Lin Feng's mobile phone rang suddenly. Lin Feng picked up the phone and took a look, and found that it was an unfamiliar number. Who called me? Lin Feng frowned, answered the phone, and a familiar voice came from the phone. Hello, Lin Feng, I am Luo Nian, the director of the Jianghai Municipal Education Bureau. Hello, Director Luo. Lin Feng recognized Luo Nian's voice. Lin Feng, it's like this. Haven't you been specially recruited by Longjun University? You don't have to take the college entrance examination this year. Luo Nian paused and added, however, I still want to invite you to experience the college entrance examination. Director Luo, how can I experience the college entrance examination? Lin Feng asked. Lin Feng, it's like this. In fact, we have almost finished the college entrance examination questions for the entire province this year. However, we have a final question that has not been decided yet. I just thought about it and decided to use you as the final question. Luo Nian's voice came from the phone. Lin Feng was stunned. Use him as the final question. Can you play it like this? Lin Feng came back to his senses and asked, Director Luo, what do you want me to do? Lin Feng, I want to invite you to scan a virtual person of yours. After the scan is completed, we will set your virtual person as the last big question of the college entrance examination. At that time, we will give the candidates a score for the last level based on how long they can last in your virtual person's hands. Luo Nian explained. Lin Feng was relieved and nodded, Director Luo, I understand. However, my virtual person went to feel the atmosphere of the college entrance examination, and I don't seem to feel the atmosphere of the college entrance examination either. Luo Nian. Ahem. Luo Nian coughed to hide his embarrassment, and then said, Lin Feng, don't worry, the Education Bureau will not use your virtual person for free. We will use your virtual person's last question in the college entrance examination and pay you. Can I get paid? Lin Feng raised his eyebrows. Of course, countries around the world attach great importance to copyright, and your virtual person also has copyright, and this copyright naturally belongs to you. According to past situations, it would cost at least 80 million to use a virtual person as a test question for the college entrance examination. This time we use your virtual person as the final question, so the price will naturally be higher. How about this? I will apply for a copyright fee of 100 million for you. Do you think it's okay? Luo Nian's voice came from the phone. Lin Feng was stunned. The copyright fee for a virtual person can reach 100 million. This is almost like picking it up for free. Director Luo, can you? Lin Feng thought for a moment and asked again, by the way, how long will it take for me to come to you to scan the virtual person? Lin Feng, I will contact you when the scanning time comes. You just need to keep your phone open. By the way, you must not spread the news that our Gulf province uses your virtual person as the final question of this year's college entrance examination. If you spread it, we can't use your virtual person as the final question of this year's college entrance examination. Luo Nian reminded. Lin Feng nodded. Director Luo, I understand this. Okay, that's it for now, I'll contact you later. After speaking, Luo Nian hung up the phone. Lin Feng put down the phone. He didn't expect that he had been specially recruited into Longjun University, and in the end he would take the college entrance examination in this way. This feeling is quite wonderful. Now there is a total of more than 160 million in my account, and another 100 million will be credited in a few days. I'll transfer 100 million to my aunt first, so that she doesn't have to fight to the death to kill monsters anymore. Lin Feng picked up his mobile phone and directly transferred 100 million to Luo Meihui through mobile banking. Now I have money, and I can also change to a mobile phone with holographic projection. I'll go to the mall to buy a mobile phone with holographic projection in a few days. Lin Feng muttered to himself, got up and went to the kitchen to cook. After Lin Feng finished cooking, Luo Meihui returned home wearing a blood-stained black suit. Xiaofeng, congratulations on winning the first place in the Olympic Games. Luo Meihui took off her blood-stained coat. Aunt, you know everything. Lin Feng sat at the dining table. Luo Meihui sat next to Lin Feng and smiled. Your story is so popular on the internet now, I think it's hard not to know. By the way, you are really amazing. You even eliminated Li Wuchang, and you were specially recruited by Longjun University. You are really my aunt's pride. Luo Meihui picked up the chopsticks, took a bite of the food, and continued, by the way, why did you transfer 100 million to me? Where did you get so much money? Aunt, I am a repairman now. I earned that money by repairing martial arts and practicing methods, and another part is a bonus. Lin Feng smiled and said, Aunt, don't be a mercenary to kill monsters in the future. I can support you now. Chapter 85. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Aunt, you don't have to be a mercenary to kill monsters in the future. I have the ability to support you. Lin Feng was full of confidence. Luo Meihui shook her head. Xiaofeng, Aunt has hands and feet, so you don't need to support me. And the speed at which Aunt makes money is not necessarily slower than yours. Luo Meihui put down the bowl and chopsticks and said, you eat slowly, Aunt will take a shower first. Luo Meihui got up and walked to the bathroom, muttering to herself, I didn't expect Xiaofeng to be a repairman. Repairers do make money quickly. But this is not enough. With Xiaofeng's talent, he will definitely spend a lot of money on training in the future. I must work harder to make money. As she said that, Luo Meihui walked into the bathroom. Jianghai Hotel, this is one of the best hotels in Jianghai City. At this moment, a tall square-faced man and a thin man were sitting by the window of the hotel. The square-faced man was Mr. Huang Haiyun, who came to Jianghai City specifically to invite Lin Feng to dinner. The thin man is Huang Haiyun's friend Zhou Chang. Old Huang, how long will it take for Teacher Xiaolin to come? I can't wait to see Teacher Xiaolin's true face. Zhou Chang spoke. Huang Haiyun picked up the water cup in front of him, drank a sip of water, and said, Teacher Xiaolin said he is on the way, just wait patiently. Is Teacher Xiaolin finally coming? I'm a little excited just thinking about it. Zhou Chang clenched his fists, and his palms were sweating. Beep. At this time, Huang Haiyun's cell phone rang. Zhou Chang came back to his senses and hurriedly said, Old Huang, is it Teacher Xiaolin who called you? It's not Teacher Xiaolin who called, it's Director Zheng who called. Huang Haiyun shook his head. Director Zheng? The Director Zheng in our Shanghai city? What is he calling for? Zhou Chang asked. I don't know either. Huang Haiyun shook his head and said, I'll answer the phone first. Huang Haiyun answered the phone, and a tall and thin virtual person with gray hair appeared next to the dining table. The tall and thin virtual person was Zheng He, the director of the Shanghai Municipal Education Bureau. Hello, Director Zheng. Huang Haiyan spoke. Zheng he nodded, looked at Zhou Chang next to him, and smiled. Teacher Zhou is here too. That's right, I don't have to call you one by one. Teacher Huang, Teacher Zhou, I called you this time to invite you to the Shanghai Municipal Education Bureau to revise this year's college entrance examination questions. Revise the college entrance examination questions. Huang Haiyan frowned. Zheng he nodded. This year's college entrance examination questions have been released almost. Now it's time to revise them. I thought about it and I still think that you two have the most experience and are the most suitable to come and revise this year's college entrance examination questions. How is it? You should be free, right? Director Zheng, Lao Zhou, and I are actually in Shanghai City now. In 2 hours, Lao Zhou and I should be free. Huang Haiyan said. Okay, in 2 hours, you can go directly to the Shanghai City Education Bureau. Zheng he paused and said, by the way, why are you in Shanghai City? Director Zheng, it's like this, Lao Huang and I came to Shanghai City specifically to meet Mr. Qilin, who has been very popular on the campus martial artist website recently. Zhou Chang spoke. Mr. Qilin of the campus martial artist website. I have heard many teachers mention him recently. It is said that this Mr. Qilin is very powerful. No matter what martial arts and cultivation methods are, Mr. Qilin can quickly cultivate them successfully in a unique way. Zheng he said with a smile. Yes, it's this Mr. Qilin. Zhou Chang nodded. This teacher Qilin is quite amazing. I will go to have dinner with him when I am free. Zheng he smiled and said, okay, then you can have dinner with teacher Qilin first. After that, Zheng he's virtual person twisted and dispersed. Hey, I have to correct the college entrance examination questions again this year. I am so tired. Zhou Chang sighed. Old Zhou, think about it on the bright side. There is a subsidy for correcting the college entrance examination questions. Huang Haiyan smiled. Subsidy? How much subsidy can a college entrance examination corrector get? Zhou Chang picked up the water cup in front of him and drank a sip of water, saying, Old Huang, you should ask where teacher Qilin is. I just want to see teacher Qilin now. Okay, I'll call teacher Qilin to ask about the situation. Huang Haiyan picked up the phone and called Lin Feng. The call was connected, and Lin Feng's voice came from the phone. Teacher Huang, I'm here, where are you? We are by the window. Huang Haiyan stood up and waved. The one waving is me, did you see it? I saw it, I'll come right over. Lin Feng hung up the phone. Huang Haiyan held the phone, still confused. Where is teacher Qilin? Why didn't he see teacher Qilin? Before he could think about it, a tall and thin young man came to the dining table. Huang Haiyan looked at Lin Feng, who suddenly appeared, frowned and said, Young man, what can I do for you? You are teacher Huang, right? Lin Feng asked. Yes, I am teacher Huang, who are you? Huang Haiyan frowned. I am Qilin. Lin Feng replied, Huang Haiyan. Huang Haiyan widened his eyes and stared at Lin Feng blankly. Lin Feng looked like a high school student at most. Is this high school student teacher Lin, the great teacher on the Campus Warrior website? Are you really teacher Qilin? Zhou Chang, who was sitting next to him, spoke. Lin Feng looked at Zhou Chang and nodded. It's me, is there any problem? No, how old are you this year? Zhou Chang asked. I am 18 years old this year, and I am in the 3rd year of high school at Shanghai Vocational Auto Repair High School. Lin Feng said slowly. 18 years old. Still in the 3rd year of high school. And it's a vocational high school. Zhou Chang's face twitched. Huang Haiyan was stunned. Teacher Lin is a 3rd-year student in a vocational high school. That's not right. How can you, a student, have the account and password of Campus Warrior Network? Huang Haiyan came back to his senses. The account and password were given to me by Luo Nian, the director of the Jianghai Municipal Education Bureau. Lin Feng pointed to the seat next to him and said, "You too, can I sit down first?" "Ah. Okay, you sit down first." Huang Haiyun hurriedly made room for Lin Feng. Lin Feng sat next to Huang Haiyun. Zhou Chang, who was sitting opposite, frowned and looked at Lin Feng. After a while, Zhou Chang suddenly said, "Old Huang, why does Xiao Lin look so much like the Lin Feng who won the first place in the military Olympiad this year?" Lin Feng. Huang Haiyun turned his head and looked at Lin Feng. Lin Feng looked exactly like Lin Feng, who won the first place in this year's military Olympiad. In addition, Lin Feng was a senior in a vocational high school, so Huang Haiyun vaguely guessed Lin Feng's identity. "Are you Lin Feng, the first place winner of this year's Olympiad?" Huang Haiyun asked. "It's me." Lin Feng nodded. Chapter 86. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Huang Haiyun and Zhou Chang's expressions froze, as if they were petrified. They never thought that their idol, Teacher Lin, would actually be a high school student. This is too outrageous. Beep. At this time, Huang Haiyun's phone vibrated. Huang Haiyun picked up the phone and took a look, and found that someone in the Campus Warrior Network exchange group had sent a message. "Teacher Zhou, Teacher Huang, have you met Teacher Xiaolin? Can you take a photo of Teacher Xiaolin and send it to us? Teacher Su, Teacher Huang, I am a fan of Teacher Xiaolin, please take a photo of Teacher Xiaolin and send it to me. Teacher Zhu, Teacher Huang, I am also a fan of Teacher Xiaolin, have you met Teacher Xiaolin?" Huang Haiyun looked at the messages sent by the group members, and his old face twitched. If these teachers knew that Teacher Xiaolin was still a high school student, what would their expressions be? Thinking of this, Huang Haiyun looked at Lin Feng who was sitting next to him and said, "Teacher Xiaolin, I have a chat group on Campus Warrior Network. There are many of your fans in the group. Do you want to join this chat group?" "My fans?" Lin Feng pouted. Huang Haiyun smiled and said, "Teacher Xiaolin, you have posted so many practical teaching posts on Campus Warrior Network recently, so naturally you will gain a lot of fans. Almost all the teachers in the group are your fans. How about I pull you in directly?" "Okay." Lin Feng took out his mobile phone, added Huang Haiyun as a friend, and was immediately pulled into the group chat by Huang Haiyun. "Teacher Huang, everyone, I'm here to help you add Teacher Xiaolin to the group at Teacher Xiaolin. Teacher Zhou, hahaha, Teacher Xiaolin is finally here. Teacher Xiaolin, I'm your fan. Teacher Su, Teacher Xiaolin, I'm your fan too. Teacher Zhu, Teacher Xiaolin, I'm begging for an autograph, I'm your diehard fan. Teacher Zhao, Teacher Xiaolin, please post a photo. Teacher Zheng, Teacher Xiaolin, I'm begging you to post a photo." Lin Feng's arrival made the entire chat group go wild. Huang Haiyun glanced at the messages sent by the group members and smiled. "Teacher Xiaolin, can I take a photo of you and send it to the group?" "Okay." Lin Feng nodded. "Teacher Xiaolin, I'll take it then." Huang Haiyun picked up his phone, took a handsome photo of Lin Feng, and decisively sent it to the group. "Teacher Huang, here comes Teacher Xiaolin's handsome photo. Teacher Su. Teacher Zhu. Teacher Zhao. Teacher Su, what's going on? Teacher Xiaolin is so young. None of my students are as young as Teacher Xiaolin. Teacher Zhu, isn't this a high school student? Teacher Huang, are you trying to fool us with a picture from the internet? Teacher Zhao, no, isn't this Lin Feng who participated in the Olympic Games held by the Dragon Country military and won the first place in the Olympic Games? Lin Feng is Teacher Xiaolin. Teacher Su, fuck. It's really Lin Feng. My idol is a high school student. Teacher Zhu, damn. The idol I have admired for so many days is actually a high school student." The chat group was in an uproar again. Huang Haiyun looked at the reactions of the group members and couldn't help laughing. The reactions of these group members were almost exactly the same as his just now. "Teacher Xiaolin, this is the menu, take a look at what you want to eat." Huang Haiyun pushed the menu in front of Lin Feng. Lin Feng glanced at the menu and couldn't help but be amazed. All the dishes on the menu were made from precious monster meat. each dish cost hundreds of thousands, or even millions, some dishes even cost tens of millions. Lin Feng had never seen such expensive dishes before. Even the S-level monster unicorn can be made into a delicacy. Lin Feng pointed at the menu and said, "Let's have a unicorn meat. And another red flame rat meat. These 2 dishes will do." These 2 dishes already cost more than 3 million, and Lin Feng was embarrassed to order more. Huang Haiyun seemed to see what Lin Feng was thinking. He took the menu and immediately ordered a few more dishes. All the dishes added up, a total of more than 30 million. 3 people, your dishes are ready. The robot pushed the dining cart to the table and put all the dishes on the table. Lin Feng, try this swordfish king meat. Huang Haiyun put a piece of swordfish king meat into Lin Feng's bowl and said, "This SS-level monster is not only powerful, but its meat is also very delicious. Most importantly, their meat contains extremely pure energy, which is of great benefit to warriors." Lin Feng. Lin Feng took a look at the dish. It was found that the meat of the SS-level monster Swordfish King would cost more than 10 million. The most important thing is that there is only a small plate of Swordfish King meat. Now Lin Feng finally understood why so many warriors went to hunt monsters, because monster meat is really valuable. Coming back to his senses, Lin Feng put the Swordfish King meat into his mouth. Swordfish meat is not only delicious, but also smooth, a bit like salmon meat. But it tastes much better than salmon. In addition, the Swordfish King meat also contains extremely pure energy. Lin Feng only ate a little, and the demon art of devouring the sky started to work automatically, and all the energy was poured into Lin Feng's dantian. Lin Feng's breath also increased rapidly. "Teacher Xiaolin, how about this Swordfish King meat? It tastes good, right?" Huang Haiyun spoke. Lin Feng nodded, "It's pretty good." "Huh, Teacher Xiaolin, if you like it, eat more." Huang Haiyun picked up a few more slices of Swordfish King meat for Lin Feng. Lin Feng was not polite and directly put all the Swordfish King meat into his mouth. Lin Feng's aura increased again. His cultivation also broke through from the 2nd level of the War King realm to the 3rd level of the War King realm. It's worthy of the meat of an SS-level monster. This meat is a bit expensive, but the effect is really good. Lin Feng muttered to himself and picked up a few more slices of Swordfish King meat and started eating. His aura rose rapidly, and his cultivation quickly rose to the peak of the 3rd level of the War King realm. Is there no more Swordfish King meat? What a pity, there's still a little left. Lin Feng sighed and ate the meat of other monsters. Although the effects of the other monster meats were not as good as the Swordfish King meat, as Lin Feng ate more and more, Lin Feng's aura also increased again. His cultivation level also broke through a small realm again, reaching the 4th level of the War King realm. This meal is not bad. Although it cost tens of millions, my cultivation level broke through 2 small realms. Lin Feng smiled and was very satisfied. However, he knew very well that as his cultivation level improved, the effect of these monster meats on him would become less and less, but if he ate enough, these monster meats would still have a great effect. If I eat in a hotel, I definitely can't afford it. But I can go to the wild to eat buffet. Lin Feng muttered to himself. Chapter 87. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Now Lin Feng has reached the 4th level of the Battle King realm. In addition, he is about to graduate from high school. He can also go and fight real monsters. It seems that I have to find an opportunity to kill monsters. Lin Feng said to himself and continued to eat the food on the table. After eating, Huang Haiyun looked at the watch on his wrist and said, "Teacher Xiaolin, Lao Zhou and I still have some time. Let's make an appointment next time." "Okay, let's make an appointment next time." Lin Feng nodded. "Teacher Xiaolin, then we will leave first." Huang Haiyun paid the bill and left the hotel with Zhou Chang. Lin Feng followed him out. Beep. At this time, Lin Feng's mobile phone rang suddenly. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone and took a look. He found that it was Luo Nian, the director of the Jianghai Municipal Education Bureau, who called him. "Lin Feng, are you free now?" Luo Nian's mobile phone came from Lin Feng's mobile phone. Lin Feng held the phone and nodded, "I'm free." "Then come to the Municipal Education Bureau now. We will scan a virtual person for you now." Okay, I'll go there now. Lin Feng hung up the phone and said to himself, Director Luo just communicated with me yesterday, and asked me to go there today to scan the virtual person. This is really fast. After that, Lin Feng came to the roadside, took a taxi, and rushed to the Municipal Education Bureau. Municipal Education Bureau, a gray-haired old man came to the hall with a dozen men in Zhongshan suits, Luo Nian, director of the Jianghai Municipal Education Bureau, and Zheng He, director of the Shanghai Municipal Education Bureau, followed the old man on both sides. This old man is Li Danian, director of the Haiwan Provincial Education Department. This year's college entrance examination questions are quite standard, and the difficulty is not much different from that of previous years. Li Danian put his hands behind his back and said slowly, the only question that can really make a big difference in the scores of candidates is the last big question. Li Danian turned his head to look at Luo Nian beside him and said, the strength of Lin Feng you recommended should be no problem, right? Director Li, Lin Feng is the first place in this year's military Olympiad, and he also eliminated Li Wuchang. His strength must be no problem. Luo Nian said. Li Wuchang was eliminated by him. This is quite interesting. Li Danian stopped and asked, how long will it take for Lin Feng to arrive? It should be soon. Luo Nian looked at the watch on his wrist. Okay, I'll take a good look at the vocational high school student Lin Feng who you praised so much. Li Danian nodded. Director Zheng, Teacher Huang and Teacher Zhou are here. At this time, a female secretary came to Zheng He who was following Li Danian. Zheng He glanced at the female secretary and said, bring them here. Okay, Director Zheng. The female secretary nodded and left. Mr. Zheng, are the proofreaders you called here? Li Danian looked at Zheng He. Zheng He turned around and said, Director Li, they will be here soon. Zheng He had just finished speaking when the female secretary came back. Huang Haiyun and Zhou Chang followed the female secretary. Director Zheng. Director Zheng. Huang Haiyun and Zhou Chang came up. Zheng He nodded and introduced, Director Li, they are the proofreaders Huang Haiyun and Zhou Chang this time. I know them. Li Danian glanced at Huang Haiyun and Zhou Chang and said, they also proofread the college entrance examination questions in previous years. Mr. Lin, please come this way. Mr. Lin, Director Li, Director Luo, and others are all here. At this time, noisy voices came. Lin Feng followed a staff member to the hall. Luo Nian was the first to see Lin Feng and waved at him, saying, Lin Feng, this way. Teacher Xiao Lin. Huang Haiyun and Zhou Chang were stunned when they saw Lin Feng coming towards them. Why is Teacher Xiao Lin here too? Teacher Xiao Lin. What Teacher Xiao Lin? Zheng He next to him spoke. Director Zheng, it's the Teacher Xiao Lin on Campus Warrior Network. Huang Haiyun replied. The Teacher Xiao Lin on Campus Warrior Network? He's so young. Isn't he a high school student? Zheng He's eyes widened. Huang Haiyun nodded, yes, Teacher Xiao Lin is a high school student. He is currently studying at Jianghai Vocational Auto Repair High School. By the way, he just won the first place in this year's military Olympiad. He is Lin Feng. Zheng He exclaimed. Yes, he is Lin Feng. Any questions? Huang Haiyun asked. Teacher Huang, the final question of this year's college entrance examination is Lin Feng's virtual person. Zheng He replied, Huang Haiyun. Zhou Chang. Huang Haiyun and Zhou Chang were dumbfounded. They had never thought that Lin Feng would be invited to be the last question of this year's college entrance examination. This not only shows the high recognition of Lin Feng by the Education Bureau, it also represents the strength of Lin Feng. Teacher Huang, Teacher Zhou, are you here too? Lin Feng came over. Huang Haiyun came back to his senses and said, Teacher Xiaolin, we are here to correct the college entrance examination questions. Is that so? Then after my virtual person is scanned out later, will you also go to correct it? Lin Feng asked. Huang Haiyun nodded and said, of course, as long as it is a college entrance examination question, we will correct it. Teacher Huang, Teacher Zhou, come with me, I will take you to correct the college entrance examination questions first. At this time, a tall woman in work clothes came over. Teacher Xiaolin, Lao Zhou and I will go to correct the college entrance examination questions first, see you later. Huan Haiyun smiled and left with the staff. Zhou Chang also followed. Lin Feng, this is Li Danian, the director of the Provincial Department of Education. Luo Nian next to him spoke. Lin Feng turned around and looked at Li Danian who was standing in the front, and said, "Hello, Director Li." "Hello, Lin Feng." Li Danian smiled, "I heard that you won the first place in the military Olympiad this time. I would like to congratulate you here." "Thank you." Lin Feng replied politely. Lin Feng, next I will trouble you to scan a virtual person as the last big question of this year's college entrance examination. Li Danian smiled and said, "Let's go, I'll take you to the scanning room." Scanning room? Lin Feng asked curiously, isn't it scanned with a virtual cabin? The virtual person scanned by the virtual cabin is not accurate enough. The virtual person scanned through actual combat in the scanning room will be more accurate. Li Danian explained. Do you still need actual combat? Lin Feng frowned. Li Danian turned his head to look at Luo Nian, Zheng He and others behind him, and said, "One of them will come out to fight you later. During the battle, try to use all the martial arts you have learned. This will help the scanning room scan your accurate data and eventually create a virtual person who is closest to you." Is that so? Lin Feng nodded and said, "Director Li, I understand." Chapter 88. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Feng followed Li Danian to the scanning room. The entire scanning room is about 100 square meters. There are some weapons placed inside, which is no different from the training room. Who of you will fight with Lin Feng? Li Danian came to the center of the room and turned to look at Luo Nian, Zheng He and others. Everyone looked at each other, and no one responded. I'd better forget it. I hit hard. I'm afraid that I won't be able to control it well and hurt Lin Feng. I'd better forget it. I always hit hard. If I don't control it well later, I'm afraid I will destroy the flowers of the motherland. You guys should go. I always hit hard. The directors of the education bureaus of the surrounding cities shook their heads. Since you don't want to fight with Lin Feng, then I will fight with Lin Feng. Zheng He walked out. Old Zheng, you hit hard. Aren't you deliberately making things difficult for Lin Feng by fighting with him? Luo Nian next to him spoke. Zheng He turned his head and looked at Luo Nian, and said, Old Luo, if you think I'm too heavy-handed, you can come out and fight Lin Feng yourself. Luo Nian. Luo Nian's old face twitched, and he waved his hand and said, forget it, I'm even more ruthless, so you should do it. If you don't dare to fight, shut up. Zheng He snorted, came to Li Danian, and said, Director Li, since no one is willing to fight, let me fight Lin Feng. Okay. Li Danian nodded, took a black training suit from the side, and said, Lin Feng, you change into this clothes. Put on this clothes. After that, the scanning room can more accurately scan every detail of your movement. This will make your scanning results more accurate. Okay. Lin Feng put on the black training suit and asked, Director Li, is this all right? Li Danian nodded and said, okay, now you can fight with Lao Zheng. Li Danian turned his head to look at Zheng He and reminded him, Lao Zheng, you are a 6th-level warrior in the War Emperor realm. You are a full realm higher than Lin Feng. When you attack later, remember to hold back. Director Li, don't worry, I will be careful to hold back. Zheng He smiled. Lao Zheng is a guy who never knows how to control his strength. It would be strange if he would hold back. I'm afraid Lin Feng will be beaten now. Lin Feng is in trouble now. The people around sighed. Zheng He looked at Lin Feng and said, Lin Feng, you can make a move now. Director Zheng, I'm sorry. Lin Feng clasped his fists and disappeared from the spot. Advanced body movement martial arts, plus the use of mental power to control the movement of the body, this speed is really fast. Zheng He sighed and twisted his head to the left. Lin Feng's fist just brushed past his hair, boom boom boom. Lin Feng's fist fell like raindrops. Zheng He stood in place, constantly moving his head, easily dodging all of Lin Feng's attacks. The speed of the punch is too slow. Zheng He stretched out his hand to grab Lin Feng's fist, and commented, Lin Feng, you can't just focus on body movement, you have to practice the speed of the punch more. Your punch speed is so slow, I just stretched out my hand and grabbed your fist. Before Zheng He finished speaking, Lin Feng's figure suddenly twisted and dissipated. Zheng He. Zheng He's pupils trembled. Doppelganger. Snort. Before he could think about it, a strong breath spread from behind him. He turned his head quickly and found a huge translucent monster that seemed like a dragon or an elephant rushing towards him. Boom. The explosion echoed, the whole scanning room trembled slightly. Zheng He trembled and staggered back. No way, Lao Zheng was repelled by Lin Feng. Lao Zheng, who is at the 6th level of the Battle Emperor realm, was repelled by Lin Feng. What's wrong with Lao Zheng? Is he going to let the sea go? Is Lao Zheng really letting the sea go? That the people around whispered. Li Danian raised his eyebrows slightly. Director Zheng, are you okay? Lin Feng appeared in front of Zheng He. What can happen to me? Zheng He calmly put his numb right hand behind his back and said, Lin Feng, I am 1 level higher than you. No matter how powerful you are, you can't hurt me. Just feel free to use all the martial arts you know. Director Zheng, I'm sorry. Lin Feng reached out and picked up a long sword next to him. Zheng He raised his eyebrows. Can you use a sword? I know a little bit. Lin Feng raised the corner of his mouth and disappeared again. This speed is really fast. Zheng He's old face twitched. He never thought that Lin Feng, a 4th level warrior in the War King realm, would be so fast. Whoosh. At this time, a sword shadow fell towards Zheng He. Zheng He turned his head to avoid it. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Then, dense sword shadows came towards him. Zheng He moved sideways to avoid all attacks. Swish. At this time, a dazzling light fell like a meteor. Zheng He was dazzled and couldn't open his eyes. Before he could come to his senses, dozens of dazzling lights like meteors appeared in the sky. Zheng He. Zheng He's old face twitched, and he raised his hand hastily to block it. Boom boom boom. The low explosion sound kept echoing. Zheng He staggered back. When the dazzling light dissipated, he was already gasping for breath. It's finally over. Zheng He's hands were trembling, and his palms were numb and unconscious. His old face twitched, and he said to himself, is this the meteor sword technique optimized by Lin Feng? This sword technique is so powerful and confusing. I will go to the campus warrior network to learn it later. Swish, swish, swish. At this time, hundreds of dense sword shadows fell like raindrops. Zheng He frowned and dodged, but those sword shadows turned around and fell on him. Zheng He. Boom. The explosion echoed. A strong gale swept over. The people around were blown so hard that they couldn't open their eyes. As for Zheng He, he gasped heavily. A shallow scar appeared on the palm of his right hand, but soon, he clenched his fist and put his hand behind his back. Director Zheng, I have another set of sword techniques here, you be careful. Lin Feng's voice came. Zheng He's face twitched, and he hurriedly said, Lin Feng, wait a moment. Lin Feng stopped what he was doing, appeared in front of Zheng He, and asked, Director Zheng, what's wrong? Ahem. Zheng He took a deep breath and said, Lin Feng, you have used so many martial arts in succession, your consumption should be very large, right? How about this, you take a rest first, and when you have rested, we will continue to fight. Director Zheng, I'm fine, the consumption is not too great. Lin Feng replied. Zheng He. Zheng He's face twitched, and he said, Lin Feng, you have used so many powerful martial arts in succession, and you have also consumed some. You should take a rest. When you have rested, we will fight again, so that the measured data will be more accurate. Okay then. Lin Feng nodded. Seeing this, Zheng He breathed a sigh of relief. Now he can finally take a rest. However, when he turned around, he found that everyone around him was looking at him with a strange look. Chapter 89. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Old Zheng, what's wrong with you? Are you tired now? Luo Nian spoke, Zheng He's face twitched, and he said angrily, Old Luo, how could I be tired? I just want Lin Feng to have a good rest, and then fight with Lin Feng after he has rested. In this way, the test data can be more accurate. Old Zheng, Lin Feng just said that he is not tired at all. Luo Nian glanced at Zheng He's fist and said, Your hand is bleeding. Zheng He. Zheng He pretended to be calm and quickly put his hands behind his back. No way, Old Zheng was actually injured by Lin Feng. Old Zheng's hand is indeed bleeding, he was actually injured by Lin Feng. Old Zheng, who is a 6th-level warrior in the War Emperor realm, was actually injured by Lin Feng, a 4th-level warrior in the War King realm, that the others also found the blood dripping from Zheng He's fist. Director Zheng, I've had a good rest. Lin Feng came over and said, Let's continue. Zheng He. Zheng He's old face twitched, and he nodded and said, Okay, just attack directly. Director Zheng, I'm sorry. The long sword in Lin Feng's hand suddenly appeared in front of Zheng He. Zheng He moved sideways to avoid Lin Feng's attack, however, he found that there was a trace of ice crystal on his arm. What kind of swordsmanship is this? It can actually condense the power of ice. Zheng He frowned, and his face became more solemn. Swish, swish, swish. The dense sword shadows suddenly fell. Zheng He was wrapped in light golden aura, and raised his hand to collide head-on with the sword shadows in the sky. Boom. The low explosion sound kept echoing, the sword shadows in the sky gradually dissipated, there were many snow-white ice crystals on Zheng He's arm. Old Zheng is serious. He actually used the golden dragon power. Old Zheng's golden dragon power is very domineering. If he uses the golden dragon power, Lin Feng will be in trouble. I didn't expect that Old Zheng would use the golden dragon power when fighting a high school student. Everyone looked at the light golden aura wrapped around Zheng He's body and whispered, Roar. At this time, a low dragon roar echoed, a translucent dragon crashed into Zheng He, the ice crystals spread rapidly on the ground, and the entire training room was instantly covered by ice crystals with cold air, even Zheng He was frozen into an ice sculpture. Crack. Fine cracks suddenly appeared on the ice crystals on Zheng He's body. As the cracks spread, the ice crystals wrapped around Zheng He shattered. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Before Zheng He could come to his senses, another sky full of sword shadows came towards him, a low explosion echoed, and Zheng He was completely wrapped by the sharp sword energy. The golden dragon force that wrapped Zheng He broke a gap. A scar also appeared on Zheng He's arm. A drop of blood slid down the blood on Zheng He's arm. Lin Feng, wait a moment. Zheng He spoke again. Lin Feng retracted his sword, stopped in front of Zheng He, and said, Director Zheng, what's wrong? Ahem. Zheng He put his injured arm behind his back and pretended to be calm. Lin Feng, after the fight just now, you must be tired again, right? How about this, you take a rest, and we will continue to fight after you have rested. Ah. Rest again. Lin Feng pouted. Ahem. Lin Feng, wait until you have rested before fighting, so that the data scanned by the scanning room can be more accurate. Zheng He explained. Okay, then take a rest. Lin Feng nodded and sat next to him. Lao Zheng, you are fighting with Lin Feng, a high school student, why do you always take a break? Are you exhausted? Luo Nian said. Zheng He blushed and said, Lao Luo, I let Lin Feng take a break just to make the test data more accurate. Lao Zheng, don't you want to take a break? Luo Nian said. I. Zheng He tightened his fists behind his back and cursed, I am fighting with a high school student, how can I be tired? I am worried that Lin Feng is tired. Lao Zheng, your arm is bleeding too. Luo Nian reminded Zheng He. No way, how come old Zheng was injured twice in a row by Lin Feng? I didn't expect that Lin Feng, a high school student, could actually injure old Zheng twice in a row. Lin Feng is amazing, he deserves to be the first in the military Olympics. Luckily I didn't run out to fight with Lin Feng just now, otherwise I would be embarrassed now. Huh. Fortunately I held back and didn't make a move, otherwise I would be embarrassed now. Everyone around was relieved. Zheng He's face flushed. He never thought that Lin Feng, a fourth-level warrior in the War King realm, would be so powerful. Even if he used the Golden Dragon Force, he was injured by Lin Feng. The most important thing is that Lin Feng has too many advanced martial arts, and Zheng He doesn't know how long he will have to fight with Lin Feng before he can scan all the martial arts of Lin Feng. Director Zheng, I'm done with my rest, let's continue. Lin Feng spoke. Zheng He tightened his fists behind his back and nodded. You continue to attack. Director Zheng, I'm going to change my weapon next. Lin Feng put down his sword, picked up his spear, and stabbed Zheng He. Dense gun shadows fell from the sky. Zheng He was wrapped in golden dragon power, and he clenched his fists to collide with it head-on. Boom. A low explosion echoed. The gun shadows in the sky gradually dissipated, and Zheng He was blasted back again and again. Before he could come to his senses, dense gun shadows fell again. Zheng He tightened his fists and could only continue to collide with it. Boom. The sound of explosion echoed. Zheng He staggered back, and there were several more shallow scars on his arms. Lin Feng, wait a minute. Zheng He spoke again. Lin Feng appeared in front of Zheng He with a gun and asked, Director Zheng, what's wrong again? Ahem. Lin Feng, you have used so many martial arts in succession, and the consumption must be very large. You should rest for a while. When you have rested, we will continue. Zheng He said. Lin Feng curled his lips. Okay then. 1 minute later, Lin Feng and Zheng He fought again. 5 minutes later, Zheng He called a timeout again. 6 minutes later, Lin Feng and Zheng He fought again. 11 minutes later, Zheng He called a timeout again. I don't know how long it took. Lin Feng's martial arts had been almost used up. Zheng He was covered with shallow scars and gasped heavily. He never thought that he would be so embarrassed by Lin Feng when he just tried to test him. The most important thing is that Lin Feng knows too many martial arts. He fought with Lin Feng for several hours before he could barely finish testing Lin Feng. Lin Feng, you should have used all the martial arts you know, right? Zheng He said. Lin Feng nodded. All of them have been used. Great. Zheng He breathed a sigh of relief. He finally didn't have to suffer any more, but Lin Feng's voice sounded again. However, I still have some telekinesis that I haven't used yet. Zheng He. Chapter 90. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zheng He's old face twitched. He thought that this battle was finally over, but now Lin Feng said that he still had telekinesis that he hadn't used. Doesn't that mean that he still has to fight with Lin Feng? Lin Feng, if you want to use your mental power, you should need a telekinetic weapon, right? Li Danian said. Lin Feng nodded. Yes, I need a telekinetic weapon. Do you have a telekinetic weapon? Li Danian asked. Lin Feng shook his head and said, Director Li, the telekinetic weapon I bought on the Blue Star Fighting Network has not arrived yet. I want to borrow your telekinetic weapon. Is that okay? Of course. Li Danian smiled and said, How many telekinetic weapons do you want? Let's start with 40. Lin Feng replied. Li Danian. Li Danian widened his eyes and said, You want 40 telekinetic weapons? Can you control so many telekinetic weapons? It should be possible. Lin Feng nodded. This. Li Danian frowned and said, Okay, then I will give you 40 telekinetic weapons. Li Danian waved his hand and took out 13 daggers of different shapes from the space ring on his finger. He looked at the daggers floating around his body and said, These daggers are all high-level telekinetic weapons. Can you control them? Yes. Lin Feng nodded and said, Director Li, do you have other telekinetic weapons? I only have these 13 telekinetic weapons in my hand. Li Danian turned his head to look at Luo Nian and others and said, Take out all the telekinetic weapons and lend them to Lin Feng. Okay. Luo Nian took the lead in taking out more than a dozen intermediate telekinetic weapons from the space ring. The other directors also took out their telekinetic weapons one after another. Hundreds of telekinetic weapons suddenly floated around. Li Danian looked at the telekinetic weapons around him and said with a smile, Lin Feng, these telekinetic weapons should be enough, right? Enough. Lin Feng nodded, looked at Zheng He, and said, Director Zheng, I'm sorry. Zheng He. Before Zheng He came to his senses, the 13 high-level telekinetic weapons in front of Li Danian flew towards him at the same time, swish, swish, swish. Each telekinetic weapon almost brushed against Zheng He's skin. Zheng He's body instantly had several cuts. Director Li, I'm fighting with Lin Feng, why are you using telekinetic weapons to attack me? Zheng He said hurriedly. Li Danian waved his hand, I didn't use telekinetic weapons to attack you. Those telekinetic weapons were all taken over by Lin Feng. All 13 high-level telekinetic weapons were taken over by Lin Feng. Zheng He widened his eyes and asked in surprise, Lin Feng is only at the 4th level of the War King realm. Can he control so many telekinetic weapons at the same time? Lin Feng's mental power is very strong. I'm afraid he can control more than 13 telekinetic weapons. Li Danian said slowly, swish, swish, swish. At this time, the telekinetic weapons in front of the directors trembled slightly, all the telekinetic weapons turned into a stream of light and fell towards Zheng He at the same time. Zheng He looked at the densely packed telekinetic weapons and his scalp suddenly numbed. At this moment, there were more than 50 telekinetic weapons flying towards him. A warrior at the 4th level of the War King realm could control more than 50 telekinetic weapons at the same time. This is too outrageous. He gritted his teeth and used all his strength to activate the golden dragon power in his body. A faint golden aura wrapped around his body. At the same time, he took out 15 telekinetic weapons from the space ring, wrapped them with golden dragon power, and controlled these telekinetic weapons with mental power, colliding head-on with the oncoming telekinetic weapons. Bang, bang, bang. At first, Zheng He was able to barely cope with it. But as his mental power was consumed, he gradually fell into a disadvantage. Several of the telekinetic weapons kept passing through his body. What's going on? I'm already exhausted controlling 15 telekinetic weapons. How come Lin Feng can control 50 telekinetic weapons so easily? Is his mental power endless? Zheng He's old face twitched. Is this really a high school student? No, my telekinetic weapons are. Zheng He suddenly discovered that his telekinetic weapons were actually somewhat out of his control. A powerful mental power was affecting his telekinetic weapon. He felt it carefully and found that the powerful mental power that affected his telekinetic weapon was spreading from Lin Feng's body. Fuck. No way, he controlled 50 telekinetic weapons at the same time, and there was extra mental power to interfere with my telekinetic weapon. This guy is a monster. Zheng He couldn't help but swear, swish, swish, swish. As his mental power was exhausted, and his telekinetic weapon was destroyed by Lin Feng's mental power, he was no longer able to resist the 50 mental weapons around him. The dense mental weapons fell on him like raindrops, breaking the golden dragon power wrapped around his body. The scars on his body were getting more and more. Stop, stop, stop. Zheng He shouted. Lin Feng came to his senses and immediately controlled the 50 mental weapons and returned to their original owners. After doing all this, Lin Feng quickly came to Zheng He, with an apologetic face, and said, Director Zheng, I'm sorry, I was too focused just now and accidentally hurt you. Are you okay? Zheng He. Zheng He's old face flushed, and he almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. A high school student said that he accidentally hurt him. Is this what a human being says? I'm fine. Zheng He endured the severe pain from the wound on his body and waved his hand. It's good that you're fine, it's good that you're fine. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief and said, Director Zheng, what else do you want me to do next? What else do you want to do? Zheng He broke out in a cold sweat. Do you have any other tricks that you haven't used yet? I've used all my tricks. Lin Feng replied. That's fine, and all we need to do next is wait for the training room to automatically assemble a virtual person. Zheng He breathed a sigh of relief. Now he finally doesn't have to be beaten anymore. The people around him looked at Zheng He with strange eyes. No way, Lao Zheng was beaten like this by Lin Feng. Lin Feng's fighting power is too outrageous. He is a 4th-level warrior in the War King realm, but he actually controls 50 telekinetic weapons at the same time, and he also divides a telekinetic weapon to affect Lao Zheng's telekinetic weapon. Lin Feng's mental telekinesis is really terrible. Everyone whispered. Li Danian, who was standing next to him, smiled and looked at Lin Feng with admiration. Now the Gulf province finally had a demon to show off. Director Li, Lin Feng's strength is far stronger than I thought. Luo Nian came up and frowned. Isn't it a bit beyond the scope to use Lin Feng's virtual human as the final question of this year's college entrance examination?